Right, got one more toy review. This time we got the Nightfall 2-pack with Azrael here, ta-da! And Nightfall Batman with the damaged logo. Pretty cool. I haven't seen these guys in the stores yet. I got mine imported. A couple different views on that. People hate it. People don't care. So I'll probably get some hate mail, but tell you what, I paid $8.99 a piece for these. Shipping was free, and yeah, saved me about 12 bucks. So, and considering all the other crap I buy from Mattel, such as this gigantic pile of Masters figures I haven't even gotten to yet, and these two huge boxes here that I haven't actually opened up yet. If you don't like the fact that I imported these guys, you can bite me. Okay. So anyway, Batman's your standard Batman buck. The one cool thing about this is not just the fact that he's got a damaged logo and he's like the Nightfall version, but that he's the first one that I've gotten, at least out of the DC Universe Classics figures, that actually matches my Superpowers Batman. So if I just take his head and put it on the other body that I have with the yellow and black logo, I'll have a Superpowers Batman. The only problem being is his belt actually does match way better. Gotta do the arms. Yay! Superpowers Batman! Because I got my Super Friends Batman, which, you know, same sculpt and everything, but it has the red around the belt buckle, and it has the black portion on the cowl. But yeah, hopefully I can get another one of these and make a custom out of it, and somehow either swap out the torso or swap out the belt, because I'd rather just do that and paint and all that stuff. I just like it just the way it is. But anyway, standard articulation for this guy. Up, down, side to side, pseudo ball type head joints, pseudo ball type shoulder joints, swivel bicep, single point elbow, rotation cut joint type wrist. He has a ab crunch that works, so you can get that nice back breaking bend back there. But unfortunately, it's hindered by his super thick, nearly non-flexible cape, which is fine for a display like this on the shelf. But when you try to do the whole Bane breaking his back thing, it just doesn't work. So I'm not even going to try it. I think I got some still pictures that I tinted it with, and we'll see how that pans out. And then continue with articulation. Of course, he has his waist swivel, the standard DC Universe Classics hip with the rotation forward back, and the hip goes out. The cut swivel on the thigh, single point knee, and he has a single point ankle. I really wish these guys had that little pivot to the Masters figure has to have, but yeah, he's pretty cool. The main draw for some people is going to be this repaint here, because I do have the original version, just blue and gold. We'll look at him closer later. But this is the this is the Azbats. This is the really getting into the whole Batman line of work for Jean-Paul Valley. And I remember buying the comics when they first came out. I remember buying The Vengeance of Bane, little 64-page book that came out, not knowing who he was or anything. I just happened to have bought, I was getting like 2 of all the Batman titles. It was on my subscription I was getting from my comic store back then. And so everything I had 2 of for all the Batman stuff. And little did I know that the Vengeance of Bane book went for 80 or 90 bucks, as soon as he broke Batman's back, or just before. So I sold that puppy, but I kept kept one copy. But anyway, he's the same old as the blue one. Just using the Azrael paint scheme, more or less. Really cool sculpt. I love the head on this guy. I love the armor. I just don't care for the whole way the chest is done. It's okay with the bat symbol and all that. I love the detail on the hands and gauntlets. But it's not really balanced out with the rest of the body. I don't know if that's just a character design thing. I have to go back and look at the books and see how he looked. I don't really remember him having the big fanning cape thing like that. Is this? It's been a while since I've actually looked at the character art. I do remember the DC Direct Nightfall Azrael Azbats has that nice yellow color and a big cape with some crazy shoulder collar cape thing going on. But this is a little bit more armored, mechanical looking. He has the same articulation as everybody else. Just his head is hindered by his gigantic collar there, but it does turn side to side due to the flexibility of this thing. He does have the same pseudo ball type shoulder, but it's also limited by his giant shoulder armor. He does have instead of a bicep swivel, he has a elbow swivel, which I think I like this a little bit better. I think you get more subtle posing out of that, and you don't have to worry about turning the bicep into the body and losing some posability. Then he does have a hand swivel, and it does tilt back and forth. His gauntlet, you can swing it around like mine. They weren't glued on, but then my fins weren't really glued on either, or whatever you want to call these cape things there. Has ab crunch, which mine hasn't been forward all that much, but it bends back pretty good. Nice waist swivel. Has the DC Classics super cool hip joint, cut joint thigh, double jointed knees, and a single point ankle. So he's cool. I mean, I like the basics of the sculpt. I like the way the hands are and all that. Tons and tons of detail on this guy, especially in all the upper body. He has these, I can't remember what they were, some kind of power things for the gauntlets or whatever, that kind of go up here in the back, and they're a fairly flexible, soft plastic, painted gold. I've had this guy for a while, and I've messed with him a bit. I've had no problems with the paint coming off or anything like that, which I was kind of worried about. But I mean, just the sculpt on this thing is awesome. And yeah, the red one's cool, but I mean, I really, really dig the blue and gold that came out. Man, what wave was that? Like wave? I don't remember. I think it was the Bane wave that he came out in, and it was mostly bat. It was a bat-centric type wave. A lot of different bat characters in there. But yeah, these guys look really cool. And I've also seen him repainted with a metallic red. I don't think it was a DC Direct. I think somebody just did a custom. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know. Send me a link or something like that. But yeah, the metallic blue looks really cool, and I wasn't really keen on metallic red for him, so I wasn't too worried about it when I got it. But after looking at them side by side now, I think the metallic red really would have gone a long way. And I kind of wish they'd like marooned out his visor or glossed his visor, which I guess I can do. But yeah, pretty wicked looking figure there. As a set, I mean, you're going to pay $30 plus tax at Toys R Us, depending on how popular it is, if you can find it, right? So I ended up paying $19, paid $18, paid $17.98 for the set. That included shipping and everything. I had no issues. All the joints were stuck on him. You couldn't, like, the gauntlets were kind of turned around funny on one arm. Like, this one arm would not move at all. So after putting him in the freezer and popping it out, everything turned out to be great. There's no flaws. I have got figures in the past that I imported, and they had several flaws. You could tell that they were line rejects, which is fine, because normally I buy like Marvel Universe stuff to get extra heads, or G.I. Joe stuff for extra body parts for customs, and I'm not worried about quality at all. And I'm totally glad getting line rejects from overseas, you know, by importing them. This is the first like full-on new set that I I have gotten, you know, maybe a Transformer or two from the same method. But you know, if I buy maybe 2% of my figures a year that way, I don't feel I'm impacting the market, especially when I'm, you know, spending so much at retail and the online direct stuff. So whatever. Hate me, love me, don't care. But yeah, this set, for the price that I paid for it, is 10 out of 10. The only thing I would like to have seen is metallic paint on this guy, but he's not going to be a metallic paint in the regular retail release, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, his logo looks great, even with the damage on it. Really cool. I'm glad that he's like he's also going to be able to be used as a superpowers Batman, if I can get a way to swap out either the torso or swap out the belts or whatever with my super friends Batman, and then I'll have a nice superpowers looking Batman up there instead. But yeah, really cool. Really happy with these guys. Now at regular retail, $30 for these guys. Actually, we're at almost $33 by the time you figure in tax and your gas to go drive and get them. It was cool when figures were $15 a piece, but these guys are reissues. I mean, this should be like a $20 set. The only thing they're going to have is he may have a Batarang, that I have a cluster of Batarangs. I'm not worried about him missing a Batarang. Are they going to come with stands? I don't think so. I haven't looked that closely at the pictures of the packaging online. And even if they do come with stands, I got a stack of those babies right there. Or I can use my Protect stands. Those are cool too. If you can get them on sale at Toys R Us for like $24.99, I'd give this like an 8 out of 10 for the set. But they are reissues, so you probably have like a ton of Batman figures. You probably already have the slightly cooler blue metallic Azrael. So yeah, teach his own, I guess. But I'm happy with it. Definitely giving these guys a 9 out of 10 for my little set here. So I'll tell you what, if you don't have a pair, get a pair.